Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Politics with Sherry Jacobus. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not yet a subscriber and you like what we do here, hit that subscribe button and engage with the comments because they get pretty interesting. I get lots of great ideas from you guys. So I don't think that we can look at this fake peace prize that Trump was given in a vacuum. It is part of a larger, huge problem that's growing. The fact that this is like the global soccer governing body, FIFA, FIFA, I forget what it stands for. And it is the first ever, the inaugural Peace Prize. And they gave it to Donald Trump. And he's just giddy about it. You know, he wasn't going to get the Nobel. He's not going to get anything. He's a tyrant. He's a crook. He's a rapist. He's a criminal. He's a felon. He's a traitor. He's a warmonger. But this is part of the pretending. Only now they're not even pretending, that they're just doing it openly. And the rest of the world understands what a joke this is. Trump's ego is such that he doesn't even care how blatant it is. This is his mental illness tick. How blatant and how obvious it is. He just needs this so much, just like he needs the money to feel like a big man. He wants to be an oligarch. He wants to be like Putin, which is why he thinks it's cool to kill people, to get away, literally to get away with murder, murdering fishermen in the Caribbean who are in these little fishing boats. We don't know what's on them. We haven't seen the drugs that he claims are there. The drugs are not made in Venezuela. It's all about the oil. And these boats couldn't make it to the shores of the United States without stopping to fuel 20 times. And in those conditions, it just isn't happening. So the world knows that Trump is a bloodthirsty murderer. All these examples of what he wants to do: shoot protesters, blow up the boats of migrants. He and Stephen Miller are talking about that. All these things he wants to do. Hang Mike Pence. Trump knows what he's doing. He wants this. This is what feeds his ego. I was thinking before he just enjoys murder and he's got that, serial killer mentality. I literally think now that it's ego. He thinks this makes him a big, powerful man. It is a contest with the murderous dictators in the world. So this Peace Prize made me remember, of all things, there's been so much stuff in the whole era of Trump. Remember, it came out a number of years ago that there was this portrait painted of Trump, and I think he was in golf or tennis or some fancy white outfit, like making him look like Mr. Country Club guy. And he was very thin, which he's never been. And they made him look handsome and golden, which he's never been. and it was a joke. And so they were auctioning it off and no one wanted it. So Trump arranged to have it bought for him. He's got it hanging in a place of honor, And he knows that we all know this, but he somehow needs this. I guess if you are somebody, your sycophants are surrounding him, he just needs to have these people. Even if common sense tells him that the rest of the world knows that he's a fraud and that this stuff isn't real, he does it anyway. And you have to think about that. How desperate is he? How insecure and desperate is he that he needs even a fake prize, a fake bid on his portrait? He needs to have all these buildings named after him that he decimates. Needs to take over the Kennedy Center. And now it's basically tanking because of him. Needs to hang his portrait off federal buildings like he's Saddam Hussein or Kim Jong-un. I mean, we laugh about it because he is a joke. He is an international joke. But think about that. Think about that. This deep-seated need he has to do this, to name things after himself. Now, before he was president, he would license out his name and put the name Trump on buildings in New York and other places. This is different, though. This is Donald Trump needing this, even as a two-term president of the United States. He still needs this. That is literally insane. So this fake Peace Prize, because he really thought that he was supposed to get the Nobel. He claims that he ended 8 wars. He didn't end any wars. He's an international disaster. Thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people die because of him and his policies, be it COVID and lying about the pandemic, and now what they're doing with vaccines, and on and on and on it goes. Ending USAID, it's estimated that there's already been 600,000 people who have perished because of that. That is on Trump. That is on Trump. And he lies, just says things that aren't true because he needs them to be true. Just wave the magic wand. And I think MAGA's catching on. For example, the Wall Street Journal report, he talks about, job creation and all, he's just created all these jobs. No, he hasn't. The Wall Street Journal says that this year has had the highest layoffs since 2020. And if you take away 2020, it's the highest number of job cuts since 2009. Since 2009. Trump is killing jobs. There's no $1.99 gas anywhere. He says there is. Okay. He says grocery prices are down. They're not. They're not. And sometimes the only way the stupid cultists in MAGA understand is when it finally hits them. Because these tend to be poorly educated people, stupid people, easily manipulated people, not wealthy people. Right? They know when they go to the grocery store that they're paying more. And even the worst of the MAGA has to understand that. Are they thinking that they're just shopping at the wrong grocery store? Again, it only matters when it starts affecting them. And I don't even know if they care if a relative gets hauled off by ICE. But when they themselves have to go grocery shopping and they know they're paying more. But here's the thing. Trump knows how easy it is to fool these idiots. So that's why, they came up with that thing. Well, Walmart's Thanksgiving basket is cheaper than last year. That's what they said. Well, they reduced the number of items and they went to the Walmart brand instead of the name brands. So when you buy fewer groceries, you're going to be paying less. But they needed to fool MAGA. They needed to lie to the MAGA cult. Now, not everybody's affected by that, but maybe grocery prices aren't a big deal. But when you're one of the things that people judge the economy by, and it's not what they should judge it by, but just the way our mentality, our day-to-day life works, gas prices. Why? It's not even that you're filling your car up every day. Probably are once a week, right? But think of how many times a day you pass by a gas station. We constantly see those numbers changing. Sometimes you see them changing from morning. Maybe when you're driving to work in the morning, it says one thing and it goes up or down by the end of the day. But those numbers are the one thing that we see. We don't go and look at the price of milk several times a day. We aren't looking at our energy bill several times a day. Now, these are things that we still judge the economy by, especially the energy bills. Boy, it's going to be a heck of a winter for that, isn't it? MAGA's going to be hit hard. But those gas prices, those numbers that are changing. And if you're a MAGA idiot and you can do basic math and can count, you're driving by a gas station several times a day, just like the rest of us. And you start noticing after 6 months, I have never seen $1.99 gas. Not just when you go to the pump. That's the thing. Maybe they can tell themselves on the day they go, oh, this is the day they must have gone up for whatever reason. But think about it. Driving by gas stations, you never see $1.99 gas. And you're driving by several gas stations a day. So think about that. Eventually it has to sink in. So Trump lies to MAGA. But and the rest of us, it seems like these other people are just trying to humor him with this ridiculous Peace Prize, pretending that what's true isn't true, or what isn't true is true. You see his cabinet just gushing with all this false praise as they go around the table. And he's not even embarrassed about how obvious this is and how fake and what it makes them look like. He thinks it makes him look good if he's got these weak cabinet members that will lie for him and kiss his butt. When in fact, it makes a president look stronger and better and more competent if you have strong, competent cabinet members surrounding you. Trump can't handle that. He surrounds himself with losers and liars and criminals because he can get them to commit crimes for him. Once, that's how the mob works. But it's also his ego. It's his ego. He can only have people kissing his big rear. He doesn't want anybody disagreeing with him. He is the ugly girl, the plain girl that surrounds herself with ugly girls so that she's the prettiest one in the room. That's Trump. He cannot handle smart people. That is why he is insanely jealous of Barack Obama. Insanely jealous of him. And he's particularly threatened by smart, powerful women, particularly women of color. He hates them. He hates them because at a visceral level, he's racist and he's sexist. But he knows that these women didn't get to where they are through, sleazy games and payoffs that the white male power structure, patriarchy in this country gets by. Everybody he's ever dealt with, it's bribes, blackmail. He knows that women, especially black women, if they've risen to a certain high level in life, they've had to do it by being literally smarter and better than everyone else. Women in general have to be twice as good as men in order to be considered half as good. That still stands. That still stands. But for right now, we've got this idiot who was given a fake Peace Prize. And I likened it on social media to giving a 5-year-old an Etch-A-Sketch and telling him it's an iPad. And everybody pretends that that's true. The emperor that has no clothes. Anyway, I'd love your thoughts on this in the comments.